Man, life is super crazy. You spend your whole life just learning about yourself. I learned some crazy things about myself recently. It's so freaking hilarious. You know, I've been living the past like five to 6 years feeling like I'm not compatible, antisocial, not able to connect with others, and I finally pieced it all together, and it starts to make sense now. When you are comfortable being an individual within a group, sometimes it's challenging to see yourself in a group, because I feel like I live in a bubble inside of another bubble. So I'm comfortable in my bubble because I can see the world on the outside of my bubble, and the world seems good. If the world not good, I can come out the bubble, but I know I need to get back in that bubble at some point. So I've been going through this. I think I'm antisocial because I don't want to be sociable with people. And then when I am social, it's like limited, you know. I want to get it out the way. I don't enjoy the moment while I'm in the moment. But when I reflect on the moment, it brings me such joy. So I'm learning that I like to create memories. But when you create memories, you're not living in the moment. You're just reflecting. So I just like being creative, and I like being me all the time. And when I'm not me, I have opportunity to reflect, man. I remember being me, and then it motivates me to be me again. Somebody had sent me a photo of one of my exes. It was a picture of me and my ex, and it kind of rubbed me a certain way. I don't want to say it rubbed me negatively, but it rubbed me like I wasn't trying to create a moment when they took that picture. You know, my plan wasn't, hey, let's make this moment last forever. So when I saw the photo, it kind of made me feel like, I'm disappointed in myself, you know, because when I see that photo doesn't tell the real story. It's like an unhappy person taking school pictures or family pictures or something. That picture's not telling the real moment. So every time you see that picture, you have a different reflection of the situation, which really describes me when I had the concept of I'm in a bubble, looking at the world in their bubble. You know, I'm not comfortable with people getting inside my bubble because it's like I work hard for this bubble, and it's a great place to be. So when I'm sharing my bubble, I don't feel like it's fair, you know. Drake got a quote in Stay Scheming, you know, it's one of my favorite quotes, and, you know, I'm not going to curse him, but he was like, you know, you went with me shooting in the gym, and, you know, I live by that. It's like, you know, you went with me shooting in the gym. You wasn't with me putting in the work that's being reflected to the world, you know, like, when people see me, people see me. No one is helping me be who I am. One individual is not putting in more work than the next person to make me who I am. So it's super challenging for me to be like, oh, let's share this moment. You know, that's why, like, I don't really take pictures with people, you know. Like, I know me and my homeboys, we took pictures like probably like 5-6 years ago in Nashville. And we was out on the hotel balcony, and if you look at that picture, you see 4 homeboys chilling, posted up, happy. But in reality, that's not what really happened. I was effed up that night. Like, I was effed up. We all were effed up that night. We had went downtown Nashville, And, you know, I'm living in LA at the moment, and, you know, finances in LA is totally different from Tennessee. So when I'm in LA, $75 will get you like in the club and 2 drinks. Max. Club, 2 drinks. Cause it's normally like $20 to get in. A drink is probably about $10, $11, $12, depending on what kind of drink you get. But like the beer is $8. So imagine what a drink is. So, you know, 2 drinks, interest in the club, blah blah blah. You're looking at a good amount of money. All right, I went to the club. We had the lounge, getting it in, enjoying ourselves. Freaking Jack Honey bottle, $75 for the table, and I was like, "This it?" You know, I'm like, "Well, gosh, yeah, we killed that bottle. We killed that bottle, and I was done. I was done. So when I see that picture, I'm like, I'm out of it. But that picture, you know, you got the 4 homeboys living it up. But in reality, I was done. So that's what I mean by, like, you know, sometimes you're in your bubble, and in your bubble you see things a certain way. But when people look at you, they see something different. That's another thing, the big issue when people talk about mental health and stuff, you know, like, you can't see mental health. You can't see it. You can live it individually, but you can't live somebody's mental health experience, because we all got mental health, I wouldn't say issues, but we all got, you know, mental health disconnects with what we would want to be. Because I think our ideal mental health would be what you want it to be, and we seldomly actually live that. So I definitely understand now why I'm in my bubble the way I'm in my bubble, because it's like my comfort zone. I can get out, but, you know, does that make sense to make yourself unhappy without feeling like you want to be challenged? You know, it's like, I'm going to do something when I'm ready. It may take me a little longer than you will want it to be, but that's why it's my bubble. It's my space, it's me. So it's definitely not appropriate to rush people as they're going through these things. Because if you burst somebody's bubble, you know the consequences of bursting bubbles. You can't repair a bubble. It's burst. So now this person got to work super hard again to reconfigure and build up their bubble again. So that's never, ever a good thing. So when somebody in a bubble, let them stay in their bubble. Look at them. Look at them. Don't dig too deep in it. Stay super shallow with it. You know, don't go too deep when they're in their bubble. When they're willing and ready to welcome you in their bubble, they'll do it. And if they don't, you know, enjoy what you can see and can know. Don't overstay your welcome by wanting more than the person is obviously trying to give you. And that's one thing I'm learning about myself. I struggle with being comfortable opening up, because I'm very open. But I will say, we all have different domains in life, and for most people, I know, like, especially me, I have domains I don't even pay attention to. So when it comes down to somebody trying to dig deep into it, it can get really, 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 really challenging for me to deal with. And I definitely don't like when I'm in that position, or I have to put people in that position, because when you're putting people in that position, it creates little defects in their bubbles. And when people start creating defects in bubbles, it really affects them long term, because each individual has to live within the bubble. So it's like you going over somebody's house, making a mess, and then not helping them clean up. But be offended when they don't want to share with you next time you come over. Things like that. Or letting people borrow money and next time you see them, it's like an awkward moment where it's like, we can't do anything financial. We can't even touch that part of life. So that's one thing you definitely want to pay attention to when you're like dealing with people, is just letting them be who they are. Because if you like them for who they are, that's who they are. So when they change, you get to decide you like them or not. There's nothing wrong with waking up not liking somebody. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with waking up and all of a sudden liking somebody. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the cool thing about life, is your creativity as you grow and expand. Now, just because you don't like someone or you do like somebody more doesn't mean you have to act upon it. That's part of life. Good days, bad days. If you're having a good day with yourself, you don't do nothing crazy. But if you're having a bad day with yourself, you don't do nothing crazy. Because the concept is, you're having a bad day now, but, it's going to turn into a good day soon. Okay? So definitely want to keep that in mind when you're dealing with people, especially with yourself. You don't want to create unnecessary negative energy that you're going to put in somebody's bubble and walk off, and then that person got to deal with the bubble of negativity that you created. And then when you try to re-enter the bubble, you feel offended because it's a barrier created that wasn't always there. So you definitely want to be calm, patient, and respectful when you're dealing with people, because everybody's in the bubble. And when you attempt to enter the bubble and they don't want you in, you can create unnecessary conflict that's not needed for any types of relationship or communication with people. All right, holla.